Okay, what is going on, everybody? Phil here. Today is Thursday, August 3rd, 2017. Welcome to my first of 2 gameplay streams for the day. I got a few things to talk about, some interesting stuff to talk about on Prestream today. So if you're here live, you're going to get a treat. If you're watching this on demand on YouTube, also, obviously, some interesting stuff to discuss. So first off, folks, before I even talk about anything that's too important, let's talk about a little bit of silliness. This morning, I was playing, well, really what happens is in the morning, I wake up and I have to basically ungunk myself from my allergy. So I spend several minutes blowing my nose, taking allergy medications, and washing my face, and brushing my teeth, and, you know, doing various things that most people do when they first wake up in the morning. So, doing all this stuff, and, you know, open up my phone. Usually what I do is, the first thing I do is I check Twitter, I check all my emails, of which I usually get a ridiculous amount of emails overnight. By the way, shout out to Kithani, who just subscribed to the channel for the 4th month in a row. Thank you, Kithani, for the resub. Appreciate that. So, checking all this stuff, and I realized, oh yeah, I play this mobile game called Dokkan Battle. It's a Dragon Ball Z video game, or mobile game on my phone. And they were updating last night to have a new event, but the update ended up going into extended maintenance, unplanned maintenance, and never really finished overnight. Apparently they even did more maintenance this morning, and I guess they had planned to have maintenance up to noon, my time, but I didn't know that because I was asleep. And when I woke up, the first thing I did, all right, let me check this. When I checked all my other stuff, let me check out this game and see if it updated. And I got in, which I guess a lot of people were trying to get in. They couldn't get into the game, and I got in, I guess because the maintenance had just finished or whatever. So, there's a new event. And the way it works in the game is to get new cards or new fighters or whatever you want to call them. You have to go to what's called a banner, and then you spend dragon stones, which you can either earn in-game by just playing it, or obviously you could buy them, which is how these games make money, and use these stones to do a summon. So you do a multi-summon of characters and see what happens. So I said, okay, let me give it a shot. So I did one multi-summon with the stones that I had earned by playing the game, and I got like nothing. I'm like, all right, well, I guess that's it. You know, but, you know, I still have a lot more stones. It's probably going to be one of those events where they tease you and they try to pretend like you're going to get the card right away, or the new character right away. But you end up, summoning, spending all of your current in-game currency, and you get jack shit. And then, of course, you're tempted to spend real-life money, which I can't do anymore. I certainly don't have the luxury of spending real-life money on mobile games anymore. Never again. You know, in the past, years ago, maybe there were a few that I did. No more. That shit is a thing of the past for me. My money goes towards paying my goddamn bills. Okay? So, I say, okay, I'll do, I'll do a few more. I had a lot more stones. So I said, I'll go ahead and I'll try. And I did a second summon. On my second summon, alright, it's a 10-character summon. I got 8 out of 10 characters were considered top-level cards, top-level, characters in the game. 2 of them were the new character. So not only did I get the new overpowered character, I got a duplicate, which then allows me to even increase his power even more. So I'm staring at this screen, I'm like, holy shit, like, this, 8 out of 10. This is the best I've ever done in any video game ever. Like, any game I've ever had this formula where you do summons or pulls or whatever. Think of it, Overwatch, right, has the same system for their loot system. Any of that, any of that shit. Never have I had an 8 out of 10 success rate. Ever. Like, this is unheard of. Typically, you get, like, 1 or 2, if you even get anything. So I was like, holy shit. I took a screenshot, and I put it up on Twitter with the hashtag Dokkan Battle, and just by chance, because a lot of people were trying to play the game, but it was still in maintenance for a lot of people, and they weren't aware that it had come out of maintenance, they all were searching for the Dokkan Battle hashtag. They saw my tweet, and because I'm a verified tweeter, they were like, oh, this may be someone important. They looked, and they all looked at the picture, and they said, holy shit. Within 15 minutes, I got over, like, 100 likes, tons of retweets, replies, like, ridiculous. And the tweet's still going crazy right now. A lot of people are pretty pissed, because I guess a lot of people are trying to get this new character, and they're having no luck whatsoever. I mean, listen, that's the best I'm ever going to do. That's the best I'm ever going to get in any video game. Seriously. I never would expect 8 out of 10 getting rare good stuff in any kind of a pull or a summon in any video game ever in my entire life. So, yeah, it was pretty wild. And the tweet, like I said, people are still, responding to the tweet. But it's hilarious, of course, because some people, that's fake. Because I guess the official way to do a screen capture for a summon in Dokkan Battle is that you're supposed to include your gamer tag and your level and all that. And I didn't do that because I don't know. I play the game, but I don't participate in the YouTube community for Dokkan Battle, and I don't do any social media stuff all the time for the game like a lot of people do. So I don't know what the criteria are for doing the proper screen grab or whatever. So it's pretty funny that people are it's not you. You're a liar. I have the whole screen grab. I can put it up later. If people are really later today are still harping on this and saying that I faked it. Not that I give a shit. I don't do any content, right? I don't stream. I don't record my mobile game stuff. And not to say that's not an untapped market, because I do believe it is. I do believe there is a viewing audience out there for these games, okay? But, sadly, I hate to say it, these games are a money pit. They are a sinkhole. And what I'm afraid would happen, let's say, for example, that Dokkan Battle, every time there's a new event, I would record and stream myself pulling and summoning and maybe playing the new events. I would honestly be tempted to spend money. I would. Because I'd be like, gee, if I invest money in this game, I can make more videos and I can make more money for the business. And that's the slippery slope. That really is the slippery slope. Because, seriously, you start spending money on these games, next thing you know, you can't stop. Oh, man, one more summon. Just one more and I could get that card. Man, just one more and I could get it, right? And I'm not going to do that, But, it is what it is. I enjoy playing the games as long as they're free. I am a free player. Like I said, in the past, years ago, there were a few mobile games that I did actually spend money on, and I regret it. I actually regret the money that I spent on those games because it's just basically pissing the money away. Who gives a shit that you spent money on a fucking mobile game, right? And again, it's not like I'm making YouTube videos of this stuff and touting it and making money on it for the business. I'm not. It's just silly shit. That's time waster stuff. I've talked many times about mobile games and how they're just time wasters. So, yeah, that's kind of the fun thing that happened this morning with Dokkan Battle and me on Twitter. That's why I have a tweet that's blowing up right now. People are still retweeting it and everything. That's what's going on with that, okay? Okay. Now, let's talk about the other thing that's going on this morning, all right? Well, it's this afternoon now. By the way, this is not brand new news, but it just came to light in the public eye. Apparently, some people already knew about this, but it just came to light because, I guess, there's a lawsuit that was publicly filed, and now you can actually read it online. And so other YouTubers are covering this now. And I would like to talk a little bit about it because I've talked about this for years, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally happened. A major YouTuber, okay, who has millions of subs, who makes millions of views, gets millions of views on their videos, all right, who for 6+ years was making YouTube their living, was finally so negatively affected by the changes that YouTube has done to their business and the website that they are suing YouTube. All right? This is something I've talked about for years because people constantly say to me, Phil, you always mention false copyright strikes negatively affecting you. Ad revenue changes negatively affecting you. You getting thrown out of the search algorithms and this and that. And you used to be big on YouTube and now you're really not big anymore. So why don't you do something about it? Why don't you sue YouTube and go to court with them to take them to task for what they've done? To which I always respond, it's very simple. It'd be one thing if I were rich, right? If I were making millions of dollars a year on YouTube, okay? And if I were making, enough money that I could say, okay, I have a nest egg where I've made so much money that if I get kicked off of YouTube or if YouTube changes or goes out of business or whatever, that I'm still okay, I would sue YouTube. All right, I would. Because I have definitive evidence, conversations that were documented, all kinds of stuff over the years, proving that YouTube's changes and business practices to their website and business are basically anti-competitive. They are monopolistic. They think that with a heavy hand, they could just change anything they want without actually disclosing information to the common content creator, completely changing a person's livelihood or revenue. All right. It's pretty bad. But the thing is, I'm not rich. I'm not, in a situation. I mean, right now, I'm in a terrible situation financially. I have no money. That's why, you guys coming out and watching my streams and watching the videos and contributing and everything, that's how I'm barely paying my bills every month, okay? Make no bones about it. I'm certainly not in any kind of a successful situation right now where I can do these kind of things. But I always said, if someone huge on YouTube decided to sue YouTube, that they could take them to court. And, there's lots of things YouTubers have done over the years that are basically illegal. But they think they can get away with it because they're the #1 video sharing website. And everyone knows that if they sue YouTube, chances are you're not going to be able to make YouTube your job anymore, right? And no one wants that. So no one's ready to bite the hand that feeds them. That's the bottom line. No one wants to bite the hands that feeds them at all. So, that being said, there is a YouTuber named Zombie Go Boom. All right? Almost 2 million subs, I believe. They get hundreds of thousands or more of views on every video that they put out. Been in operation for 6+ years on YouTube. I believe they actually opened the channel in 2011. Okay. And they don't know they're not millionaires. They don't make millions of dollars on their videos or anything like that. In fact, if you read the lawsuit, okay, it basically states outright that they probably make anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000 a year on their channel, okay? Now, that's based off of ad revenue. Keep in mind that a channel with that kind of reach, they probably get tons of sponsorship deals. In fact, they even call out in their lawsuit that at times they've had deals to make videos that $6,000 a video, okay? That's pretty crazy. So just based off of ad revenue, they're making $100,000 to $200,000 on that, and then they're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on sponsorships behind the scenes of everything going on as well, okay? Fair enough. So, that being said, this channel, basically from what I'm to understand, has a lot of violence on it, although I guess people are saying it's in line with Cicely the Walking Dead television show, but it's nowhere near as graphic. Like, it's more cartoony. It's more meant to be pretty silly. And they do a lot of, gameplay, but skits and stuff with violence against zombies and shit. I don't know. I've never watched their stuff. I'm just judging based off of the vibe I'm getting from what people are saying about them on the internet. So basically, they have this channel where they're doing these kind of videos, all right? And what happened was, earlier this year, for those of you who aren't aware, YouTube basically lost about 5% of their major advertisers because they did research and found that advertisements were completely automated, and this is true. Advertisements are completely automated on YouTube. There's no person who actually, divvies out ads. It's all a robot. And the way it worked was just giving ads to every kind of video. Videos with hate speech, videos that were racist, videos that were in supporting of ISIS and terrorism. All kinds of shit like that. Advertisers got wind of this, and about 5 to 10% of the major advertisers on YouTube pulled their funding, and therefore YouTube lost a ton of ad revenue. And they decided to institute new changes by which they were going to have a new algorithm that would say, oh, your video is either ad-friendly or not, based off of certain criteria, including graphic violence, including adult language, including a lot of factors, sexual content, that kind of stuff, okay? Now, the problem here with what YouTube did is that they didn't do any research. It's not like they actually went out there and said, gee, how can we do this effectively? It was a knee-jerk reaction because they lost a ton of money on advertisement revenue. So they threw something together quickly, and within a month of them losing all this ad revenue, they put out a new algorithm. The algorithm didn't work, all right? What it did is it ended up flagging a ton of videos that had nothing to do whatsoever with advertisement or advertiser-unfriendly content and saying that they were advertiser-unfriendly, okay? Channels such as Zombie Go Boom, where all they did was skits where they would fight zombies and do silly cartoonish violence with gameplay and stuff interjected in there. Basically, the entire channel was deemed as advertiser-unfriendly, and they lost 90% of their ad revenue earlier this year. Okay? 90%. 90%. Now, me, personally, I lost about 50%. Okay? What I'm assuming is that YouTube ran their algorithm or whatever, and basically said, oh, you know, this percentage of your videos are not advertiser-friendly, and took the ads off of them. By the way, just so you guys know, you may not realize this, but, now what was I going to say? Fuck, I got distracted because someone just did a cheer, and I'm appreciative of that, but it distracted me, and I lost my train of thought. What I was going to say was, you may not realize this, YouTube doesn't notify you, okay, when they decide to demonetize a video. You don't get an email. You don't get a notification at all. YouTube just does it. And yes, if they do demonetize a video, you do have the ability to appeal it. But basically the appeals process is you click a button and say, I appeal it. And then you either get a yes or no answer, and that's it. Now, just to give you some perspective here, I have over 40,000 gameplay videos on YouTube. Okay? Guess how many email notifications I got that videos were deemed advertiser unfriendly and the ads were being removed from them? 2. I'm not even exaggerating. I got 2 emails. And I know for a fact that this is not correct, because guess what? When I was playing earlier this year Horizon Zero Dawn, for whatever reason, something in the Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough was deemed by YouTube as advertiser unfriendly, and literally that entire playthrough, within a day of me uploading and monetizing those videos, they were all deemed as advertiser unfriendly, and I had to manually appeal each video in order to get ads back on those videos. But guess what? I never received an email for one of those videos. Out of that entire long-ass playthrough, I got no notices from YouTube. So I can only imagine, out of the 40 to 50,000 gameplay videos that I have monetized on DSPGaming, how many of those videos actually got demonetized, and I have no way to know which ones did, and obviously there's no way for me to actually go back and manually fix that. There's no way for, there's not even a formal appeals process to say, oh, here's the queue of videos that were demonetized, mass appeal them, or anything like that. Nothing. YouTube implemented this algorithm and basically said, fuck you, content creators. We don't care if this completely screws over your business, because we're YouTube and we're a monopoly and we control the market for video sharing. Tough titties. And just launched this thing without notifying anyone it even existed and fucked everybody over. Okay? So, I lost 50% of my ad revenue. That's not an exaggeration. From the months of, let's say, September, October, November, December, January, those 4 to 5 months, to February, March, my ad revenue plummeted by 50% on YouTube. So, knowing that, I had to implement a ton of changes. Okay, a ton. An absolute ton of changes. The changes I had to implement were that I had to basically make it that YouTube was no longer my focus. Okay? That YouTube was going to be kind of the side thing, that yes, I'll upload the videos to YouTube, but streaming is going to be my focus, where I interact with you guys on stream here every day, and, you know, through cheers and subs and tips, that I would be able to make enough revenue streaming to make up for the lost revenue on YouTube. The good news is, it's worked. You guys have been amazing. Since March, my streaming changes have worked. I've been able to continue doing what I love, all right? So thank you, everybody, for your support. In my case, things are good, because guess what, folks? I'm a gamer at heart. I'm not a video editor. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a writer. I'm certainly not a filmmaker. I'm none of those things that a lot of these YouTubers are aspiring to be or trying to do. I'm just a gamer. I sit here and I play games with you every day, and I have fun, and I share those experiences, those raw, unedited experiences, and people love them, right? Therefore, because that was me, I was able to easily jump from a methodology of, oh, the videos I'm making are just raw gameplay for YouTube to, oh, I'm doing raw gameplay streams on Twitch every day. And I have adjusted, and so far, so good. But I am the exception to the rule. If you look at what's popular on YouTube in the modern era, it's not my style of video. It's highly edited, scripted comedy, cut out the boring parts, do skits and stupid funny shit over the gameplay, where really the star of the video is the YouTuber, not the game, right? And I've never done that. I've always done the complete opposite. Play the game, make that the star. If you want to do, improv comedy or reactions to the game or whatever over it, yes, that's what I do. But primarily, I'm here to game. I'm not here to do a comedy skit or whatever. So that being said, most YouTubers who were making the kind of content that was popular got really negatively affected, okay? Some of them have a nest egg because they've been making millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars even a year. Most people don't realize this. No, I haven't been making hand over fist hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on YouTube. I'll be honest, there was one year, that first year when I was partnered with Machinima, that things were insanely good. And I used that year to pay off all of my existing debt and get myself to square one financially. And since then, it's been good, but it certainly isn't like rolling in dough hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the truth of the matter is, I was never rich doing this. And of course, the choices that I made over the years, moving across the country, yada, 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 which we won't get into, have put me into a pretty bad financial situation that we won't really go into because that's not the subject I'm trying to get on right now. But, I've had a good life doing this. A lot of other YouTubers have had an insane experience making ridiculous hand over fist tons of money. They've got these giant nest eggs, so for them they're like, oh well, if the YouTube adpocalypse kills my channel, it's fine because I have, $4 million saved up in some fucking bank account where I could live on that for the rest of my life, okay? Now, and by the way, oh my god, Taguro thinks my house is $500,000. Sir, you are an idiot. My house is now worth $500,000. Oh my, where do people get these insane notions? Insane. Oh my god. When I see something like that, it blows my friggin' mind, dude. Like, how gullible can you be that you think that my house is $500,000? Good god. Anyway. The point I'm trying to make here is, this is unprecedented. We've never had, with all this going on, all the negative shit YouTube's done over the years, no one has ever stepped up to sue YouTube. Now, if you actually read the lawsuit from Zombie Go Boom, what it's basically saying is, they can't make a living doing this for YouTube anymore. Their ad revenue has plummeted 90%, and apparently, with the new algorithm that YouTube launched, their channel in particular has been focused on and highlighted as a channel that's not advertiser friendly, so they can't monetize their videos at all anymore. Every single video that they upload, alright, basically the ads get denied, and they appeal it and they still get denied. So basically they've been put out of business. So this is why they're suing YouTube. It's not because, oh, we want YouTube to change. It's because they feel they've been put out of business because of YouTube's changes, and that the changes are unfair and monopolistic, and that if YouTube were to institute such changes that could shut down a business, that they had to give due diligence, they had to basically give notice to said business so the business could make preparations and changes for that change, which YouTube never does. All right? They never do. They absolutely never. YouTube never fully explains what they're doing when they change an algorithm. They never are 100% transparent. They never fully disclose anything. In fact, it's usually after the fact, once YouTubers notice that changes are happening to their content, like, why am I getting less views? Why are my subs dropping? Why is my revenue plummeting? What is going on? They kind of put their heads together collectively, figure that shit out, and then talk about it, and then sometimes YouTube will come out and admit that something changed, okay? So, it's true. YouTube is not transparent with anything they do, and they have very much negatively affected businesses over the years that operate on their website. So, what this lawsuit is stating from Zombie Go Boom is that basically YouTube, even though they have a terms of service, YouTube does have terms of service that say certain things. You know, they could change ad revenue contracts and all that. However, ladies and gentlemen, this is the thing that may screw Google and YouTube over, okay? In their terms of service, it says that YouTube, as a corporation, will abide by all employment laws and or, not employment laws, but all business laws, is what I meant to say, per the state of California where Google is located, all right? So guess what? If there is a law in California that states that a business cannot change a certain thing or a business relationship without a contractual obligation or a contractual notification, then guess what? YouTube is fucked. That means that everyone who is in any kind of an agreement, an AdSense agreement with YouTube, is owed money. Because every time that YouTube changed something to take money away from someone who was in their AdSense program and they didn't properly disclose the change, they don't have a leg to stand on. But the question is, does California have a law like that? Does California have a law that protects someone that says if you're in a contractual obligation with someone and they decide to change the terms of the contract on the fly, do they legally have to explain the changes and notify you of those changes before they go into a legal effect? If the answer is yes, Google's done. Like, they cannot defend themselves legally in court because that's the truth of the matter. That's what Google and YouTube has always done. Make a giant sweeping business change, don't disclose the information to anyone, and just do it. And it fucks everyone over. How many times over the years have I seen these changes affect me? Whether it was the copyright system, whether it was the way that, again, ad revenues going up and down, and the way that they hand out. How many times have they changed their algorithm so that certain videos show up in search this way or that way, right? Based off of stupid fucking criteria like engagement rate and shit like that. And they don't fucking disclose it. Ever. And it does. Matt V. See, this is what you don't understand. Matt V in the stream chat just said, but YouTube's terms of service say they could change terms whenever and you have to accept that. Wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. Just because YouTube wrote a terms of service doesn't mean those terms of service are legal in the state of California. If no one ever sued YouTube, that means that those terms of service were never reviewed by an actual court. And therefore, no one can say whether or not those terms of service can hold up in a court of law. Even if you agree to it, if it's not legal, it doesn't matter. That's the point that this lawsuit is trying to make. They agreed, because their business is located in California, to abide by California business law. If there's a law that says a thing and their terms of service don't abide by what the law says, their terms of service are deemed invalid. And therefore, everyone's owed money, basically. Now, in particular, the only ones in this lawsuit that'll be affected will definitely be the Zombie Go Boom channel. But it may make it so that moving forward, if YouTube decides to change anything, they have to notify people. Which would definitely be a pretty crazy change, right? So, I don't know. I mean, very interesting that this is happening and that it's going to court. I'm very curious to see what happens with this lawsuit. However, folks, it's this simple. Don't expect changes quickly. All right? Don't. So, what I mean by that is, court cases like this take forever. More than likely, it won't even see any kind of legal action or trial for months, if not years. If it ever does actually go to a trial, which, by the way, Zombie Go Boom is requesting a jury trial for this, which probably is not going to happen. I would be very surprised if they have a jury trial for basically a business kind of situation. It's not like this is a murder case, right? This is very much a financial thing, a business thing. I'd be very surprised if this goes to a jury trial. Pretty crazy. So yeah, we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens with it. But I would expect we probably won't even hear anything concrete for years about this. But to me, at least, it's interesting. Again, being someone who, over the years, I have always been kind of the person who got the butt end of the stick and who was negatively affected by any changes that YouTube made. You know, it was funny because when I started on YouTube from 2008 to 2012, my formula of being a YouTuber worked. uploading the amount of videos I did, finishing new releases as quickly as I did, right? Putting these playthroughs out, I was getting huge views on every release that I ever did. I was the one who was getting the attention. I was high in the search results for every game. And then YouTube changed all their algorithms. And next thing you know, oh, YouTube now favors people who do edited style content and abridged content and all this. And it's just bullshit because they killed my business. They really did. I was doing swimmingly. Just amazing. I called it the wave of positivity back then. I was like, I gotta ride it as long as I can because I couldn't believe that I could just sit down and play games and enjoy what I was doing and be a genuine gamer and make a living doing it, right? And then YouTube changed it all, you know? And it's their fault. You really can't blame anyone but YouTube for the issues that the site is having. Why did YouTube lose these big chunks of advertisers? Because of YouTube. Not because of the people who were putting videos on YouTube. Because YouTube was lazy and said, let's just write a bunch of fucking algorithms instead of actually have intelligent humans employed and do hard work to make sure our business works. Let's just write fucking robot algorithms and leave it to them. It's just laziness. Laziness and ineptitude that's caused YouTube to be driven into the ground the way it is. The website single-handedly went from the biggest video sharing place on the planet where anyone who had talent or anyone who was entertaining or anyone who didn't have production budget, who didn't have connections in the industry could put out video content of any kind, get noticed, and make it big and become popular. And it went from that to a website that's now everything has to be highly produced, everything has to have a ton of money put into it, everything has to have professional level quality, just like a television show, to even get noticed, to even show up in a search algorithm, to even get an ad on it. It's all got to be this bullshit, which is what everything else is, and we don't need that. We already have television. We already have a movie industry. We already have a highly produced music industry. We didn't need it again on YouTube. That's not what the spirit of the website was supposed to fucking be, but that's what Google turned it into with their fucking greed and laziness and ineptitude over the course of a good 10-year span. So, all that being said, I'm very interested to see what happens. For me, is the YouTube thing that big of a deal anymore? Not really. Because like I've told you guys, I know I'll never be popular on YouTube again. I mean, yeah, my channel brings in about 1 to 2 billion views a month. And yeah, when I do big playthroughs, I can get tens of thousands of views on a few videos or whatever. But I'm never going to be back to where I was, right? YouTube, through its site changes, has instituted and basically brainwashed the common viewer to think that if this video is in a certain length, if it doesn't have a certain kind of thumbnail, if it doesn't have a certain level of editing and a certain amount of abridgedness, this video is garbage. Regardless of the fact that that's not the case. That variety is the spice of life, and having different kinds of content on YouTube is what made it successful over the years. By homogenizing the fucking website, you turn it into something that's not good. But, hey, it is what it is. For me, like I said, YouTube, I will always try to upload videos to YouTube. Alright? But, for me, it's the background thing. It's going to be me. My focus is daily live streams, sharing those experiences here with you guys on stream. Okay? And then, recording that and uploading that to YouTube on the back end. Like I told you, my ultimate goal is to try to make Twitch streaming my main thing. I would love to get, especially this upcoming gaming season with all the new releases, if I could bring in new viewers every day for the new releases, I could get people doing things like cheering and subbing and tipping and make this my primary job. Then I could say, I don't give a shit what happens over on YouTube. Let them fuck their website up completely, right? It could just be the icing on the cake of me being able to enjoy my gaming experiences here with you on stream daily, and YouTube can just be the background thing. Right now, sadly, that's not the case. Right now, it's still kind of 50-50, where it's 50% YouTube, 50% Twitch. But it has to change. Let me explain why, everyone. Here's why it has to change, okay? Allow me to give you some perspective here. Because YouTube is so inconsistent. For example, in the month of June versus July, I just got the results in this morning, okay? Because now it's 3 days into August, so I finally got the monthly results for July. In the month of July, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I had about a 5% dip in views compared to June. 5%. That's not a lot, okay? That's very minuscule. Every month, my viewership can can vary up and down on YouTube, okay? Had about a 5% dip. Why was it a 5% dip in July over June? Because there were no new releases. There were no new games. It was me doing downtime stuff. In fact, I'm actually pleased that it was only a 5% dip in views because it could have been way worse. I've had summers where it tanked tremendously during the summertime. So I'm very happy with how things went during the month of July, okay? Guess how much less money I made on YouTube in the month of July versus the month of June? I'm not exaggerating here. I did the math. About 25 to 30%. So 5% decrease in views, 25 to 30% decrease in ad revenue on YouTube in 1 month. And why is that? Is that because of me? Is that because of you? No. It's because YouTube sucks. They don't do their jobs. They're not good workers. They don't go out there and actively get the advertisement revenue to make the website consistent. Instead, they say, oh, well, it's the summer, and traditionally ad revenue always plummets during the summer everywhere. So we're not going to say whatever ads come to us. They don't go out there and actively seek the better ads. I mean, just think about how many products you only sell during the summer, right? Things that will only make sense during the summer months. Vacations, camping equipment, sporting good. So many things that you could get advertisements from. But did you see any of those ads on fucking YouTube during July? Of course not. Because they do what's easy. They probably wrote a fucking algorithm to contact advertisers and bring in ads to the website. That's how they do everything. That's seriously how they do it. They don't actually work, fucking do any work. So, in the month of July, oh, I'll take a nice 25 to 30% dip in my income that I made on YouTube because they don't do their jobs. Gee, thanks. Thanks a lot, Google and YouTube. But you see what I mean? This is how ridiculous the fucking company has always been. But then, of course, at the end of the year, oh, well, it's Christmas. So now everyone's trying to sell their products. So there's an artificial increase in ad revenues at the end of the year. And it's like, unbelievable. But anyway, I digress. We all know there's always been massive issues with YouTube. And I just wanted to go ahead and, share that information regarding this lawsuit because it's the first time ever that someone... Oh, by the way, someone just got banned by accident. Bernie Lomax, I did not mean to ban you. Once again, my stream chat locked up. And I was clicking to try to get it to move, and it clicked on Bernie Lomax and banned him. I did not mean to do that. I think you're unbanned now. Sorry about that. Stupid thing. Yeah, you're not banned, dude. You didn't do anything wrong. But anyway, yeah, it's the first time ever that any kind of a big YouTuber has decided to do something and take some kind of legal action against YouTube for this kind of shit. So, let's see what happens. Like I said, it's going to take years. It's certainly not like we're going to get an answer on this anytime soon, okay? Alright. One final thing. It's hot as fuck. It's hot as fuck, everyone. It is 95 plus degrees here in Washington today. It's that fucking hot, dude. It sucks. So for 2 or 3 days, it's supposed to be this hot. Then it's supposed to cool down and only be 90 degrees for several days. We're having a really bad heat wave. So, yeah. It's not going to be a pleasant time. Apologies if I seem maybe a little annoyed or sweaty during the next few days. We're hoping that within a few days it's going to dip. I guess we'll see what happens, but it's pretty nasty out here right now. All right. Well, let's do some shout-outs. A lot of people were cheering and everything during the pre-stream, and then we'll do very quickly the plugs, then we'll get started with the end game here of Sonic. Yeah, we're doing Sonic Adventure right now. We're actually in the Knuckles campaign. And then tonight I'll be doing more Danganronpa 2. We'll try to finish off that trial that we're in the middle of. We're in the middle of Trial 4, right? And so, by the way, tomorrow will be the same. It'll be more Sonic and more Danganronpa 2. And it actually looks like I may actually finish Sonic Adventure tomorrow. If I stay on par with how I've been doing, more than likely I'll be beating Sonic Adventure tomorrow, and therefore the weekend I'll start something different. We'll see. Okay? Alright, let's see here. Shout out to Game Master 2003 who did a 100-bit cheer. He says, YouTube needs Perry Mason and Sonic hype. Well, that's two statements in one. Shout out to I Came Here to Something. He did a 10-bit cheer. He says, Phil, what would you do if Google bought Twitch from Amazon and integrated it into YouTube and changed the business model to what's on YouTube right now? I would belch as loud as I possibly could in disapproval. And then I would probably pack it up and say I've had enough and end it all. Just say, fuck this, I'm done. I'm not going to do videos anymore. Seriously. Like I said, the only reason I'm still here and capable of doing this daily with you guys is because I went to a Twitch focus instead of YouTube. And because Twitch is very different from YouTube, owned by Amazon, a very different business model and everything. If they went and were bought out by Google and became Google integrated and whatever, assimilated like the Borg, that would be it. I'd say I'm done. I gotta go get another kind of job. That's it. It's over. There's no way I could keep doing this. I couldn't. I'm seriously, I've had it up to my eyeballs with fucking YouTube. I just don't, because some people are like, Phil, why don't you start a new creative series? Phil, why don't you do this? Why don't you go back to KO Gaming and make highly edited videos every day? I can't. Why would I bother? I can't make money doing it. I would be shooting myself in the foot and basically throwing my house away if I did that, because YouTube fucked up so bad this year. That's why KO Gaming's dead. It's not because I don't want to make that kind of video. I like doing it, but there's no point in me investing, several sessions when I could be streaming and making money and playing games and having fun and putting it into a highly edited video that I make no money on because YouTube fucked up. It's that simple. Yeah, I would have to go out and get another kind of job and give up on all this, which I don't want to do. I mean, I've been doing this since 2008. I certainly don't want to give up on it 9 years later. All right. Goku Black Lives Matter did a 100-bit cheer, and he says, the new Gogeta card, he's talking about Dokkan Battle, by the way, folks. He's saying Gogeta's leader is not released on global due to the new category system that was just implemented on the Japanese version. His leader skill is Fusion's Dance. Yeah. So, after I got this new character this morning on Dokkan Battle, I looked at it, and half of his abilities don't even work. It says, to be coming soon. I'm like, now wait a minute. Why'd you put a new fucking character in the game and say to be coming soon? Imagine if you bought a fighting game and you pick a character on the character select screen and then, oh, he has no special moves yet. Those are coming soon. But you already bought the game. Okay. Yeah, I disagree with that. I think it's really fucking stupid. Okay. Shout out to Golden Colts, who did a 45-bit cheer, and he said, Phil, have you heard that people on YouTube are starting to self-censor swear words so they can remain favorable on YouTube? Will you do this? No. If you've noticed, I've not changed up my gameplay style whatsoever on YouTube. The bottom line is, from what I've seen, when videos do get flagged being advertiser unfriendly, typically it takes a few days. Like, at first you can monetize, and then maybe it'll take 2-3 days, and then usually there's some kind of a review process by which YouTube will review the video and, determine whether or not it's advertiser unfriendly. After like 3-4 days or whatever, I really don't care if the ads go off my videos. Just being real here, because most people end up watching my videos within the first few days. Especially for big new releases, that's always the case. Yes, there's always going to be those residual views, and it sucks that if a lot of my videos aren't getting paid for those residual views anymore. But that being said, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. Okay? That Anonymous did a 50-bit cheer. He said, have you ever seen Scorch's PFG TV? You need a talk show like that for your YouTube commentary. No, I do not watch other YouTubers, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who Scorch is. But I have a talk show. It's called Hate Live. It's a podcast, and I might be doing it next week. It actually depends on how my voice holds up, because right now my voice is in the process of healing from a summer of bad allergies. And what I'm hoping is by next week, the temperatures will calm down, the pollen count will go down, and if we get some rain here, my voice will fully heal, and maybe I could do a 2-hour podcast where I more in-depth cover this stuff, okay? Alright, thank you to Janet Ark, who did a 10-bit cheer and said that triangle fuck hype. Yes, triangle fuck Danganronpa 2 returning tonight on stream. I hope you guys will check that out. Shout out to Dark Viking. He did a 10-bit cheer. He says, will I be playing Doom VR? It's on PlayStation VR. I'm interested in playing Doom VR. I don't know when it releases. We all saw it at E3. They advertised it, Bethesda. but it doesn't have a release date, right? Unless it does now, because I have not checked gaming release dates in a bit. So maybe they did have an update now and there is a release date, but I wasn't aware of that. If it is coming out soon, I would like to play it. Yes. I love Doom, and doing it in PSVR would be pretty awesome. Then Anonymous did a 10-bit cheer, and he says, are community submissions still available if fans want to give editing your stuff a shot for KO Gaming? I mean, yeah, but yes, but here's the thing. I even have a few. I have like 2 community submissions that I didn't even bother releasing. I have one from the Outlast 2 playthrough from back in, when was that, May? That I never even released. Because, you know, KO Gaming really went from a place where in 2016 brought in a significant amount of side income for me to a place where it brought in, like, I'm not even kidding you, like $100 a month. So here I was, you know, in the months of March, April, May, I was making these edited videos, these game reviews, right? For all the new releases. I was putting in a ton of time doing it, you know, several nights a week I was putting in 4 or 5 hours of editing a night to get these videos out, and I was making like $100. Or I could just stream games, have fun here on Twitch, and make, you know, way more than that. So what was the point? That's what I mean. So you do community submission, I have to watch, first of all, I have to watch it, then I have to edit in, you know, the intros and everything. And I put it up, and, you know, that's why I really have not focused on the channel. Now, there are new releases coming out soon, and I probably will start reviewing games again soon, okay? When I start reviewing games again, major releases, maybe I'll have more of a focus, but the bottom line is I really am gameplay focused right now, okay? I really am. People are saying that Doom VR has been released. When did that happen? Really? Was Bethesda gonna, like, tell anybody? Like, I heard nothing about this. Well, I'm interested in playing it. Maybe that's what I'll play this weekend then. Because, like I said, I love Doom. I would love to play it in VR and see what it's like. Maybe I'll play it this weekend. Is that so? It is true. It's out on PSN right now. No. December. Dark Viking is saying it releases in December. So why were people saying that it was released right now? Oh my god! Now you're driving me nuts. Well, now I'm super confused. I'm gonna have to do my own research, I guess. You guys were trolling. Why are you trolling? How dare you? How dare you guys troll me? You got me all excited. I was like, oh shit, I can play Doom VR this weekend? Alright, anyway. Okay, one more shout out to do and then we can start here. Shout out to Hyperior21 who did a 50-bit cheer. He said, I just joined the stream. You pulled 2 Gojitas on your first multi-summoning. Yes, I did. Actually, no, I take that back. It was my second. The first multi-summoning, I got like nothing. The second one, I got that amazing pull that I will never ever replicate again. That will forever be my best pull ever. Seriously. Excuse me. Damn, I'm just curious now. Hold on. We're going to start here with gameplay, I swear, but hold on a second. I got to check this. Currently, that tweet about Dokkan Battle has 208 likes, 56 retweets, and 64 responses. And still going. Although I don't think anyone followed me based off of it. I could be wrong, but I don't think anyone, like, followed my Twitter based off of now. No one did. Everyone just saw the tweet and were like, dear God, how could you get such a great multi-summon? Alright. Chris Amore did a 10-bit cheers. Says, can I suggest League of Legends? It has high replayability, very popular, and is free to play. I don't think it's going to work. First of all, League of Legends is PC only, and it's very hard for me to do PC stuff. That's number one. Number two, League of Legends is ancient, And most people who play it have been playing it for years. So for me to try to jump into the game at this point is pretty much a moot point. I doubt I'll ever be good enough to ever put out any kind of quality content in the game. And number 3, my viewing audience really don't care about MOBA games. It's that simple. It's not. I don't have that kind of viewership. And people who watch people who play those kind of games are not going to come over and start watching my stuff all of a sudden. So, I don't think that's going to happen. Alright. So, here we go, folks. Thank you very much for putting up with my incredibly long pre-stream today. I'm not even going to do a formal plug segment, but I will say this. If you do cheer, sub, or tip me, I'll give you a shout-out like I just did to all the people who did. And if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you sub to the channel and click the share button, or if you tip me $2 or more, you'll get a pop-up. That will give you visual recognition as well, okay? And I am very appreciative of those who do that. Again, you guys and gals are the reason why I'm able to do daily live streams and videos still. With the YouTube apocalypse fucking everything over, you made it possible. Alright. Let's begin. And Chris Moore did another 10-bit cheer. He said, fair points, brother. Yes, fair enough. Alright. Let's do it. Let's finish up with Knuckles. Move on to the other 3 campaigns. And continue with Sonic Adventure. Alright.